So, crazy stat, Starbucks loyalty members visit 5.5 times more often than non-members. In this video, I'm gonna break down 5 tactics from Starbucks loyalty playbook and show you exactly how to steal them to build repeat customers in your restaurant. Most restaurant owners hear loyalty program and think punch cards and free appetizers. That's not what this is. What I'm about to walk you through is the exact system the biggest chains use to own repeat business. Tactic 1, kill the friction at sign up. Now, here's where many restaurant owners mess this up. The sign up, long forms, required crazy passwords, a 2-minute explanation at the register while a line forms behind the customer. That's where adoption dies. One restaurant owner said it best. The best loyalty programs are literally scan a QR code, points track automatically, done. That should be our standard. One action, no friction, points confirmed before your customer walks out the door. For full service restaurants, put the QR code on your table tent or inside the check presenter. Customers already have their phones out at the end of a meal. You're meeting them exactly where they are. For quick service, put it at the register and print it on the receipt or bags. One scan, enrollment complete. Train your staff to deliver one line at every transaction. Something like, have you joined our rewards program? You'll earn points on today's visit automatically once you're signed up. Not a pitch, just a prompt. The goal is enrollment before they leave, every single time. With Lealtad app, the whole setup takes under 10 minutes. This is a this week move, not a this quarter project. Tactic 2, reward frequency, not just spend. Many restaurants default to a loyalty program that's strictly based on customer spend, but that may not be the best move. Domino's Pizza redesigned their program in 2023 to reward order frequency instead of ticket size. Before the redesign, points were based on customer spend, similar to how many local restaurants designed their reward program. After the redesign, frequency became the priority, where customers would get a flat 10 points for qualifying orders. The result was almost 3% comparable store sales growth. By Q2 of 2024, when loyalty redemptions doubled, that number jumped to almost 5%. And this is the part many restaurant owners miss. They're so focused on the size of the check that they forget about the rhythm of the visit. What Domino's understood is that frequency builds habit, and habit is what you're actually after. A customer who orders from Domino's on Friday night, then Tuesday lunch, then Sunday dinner isn't chasing a discount anymore. They're checking Domino's first out of routine, and that's the real win. For full service, structure it so every visit earns points regardless of how large the party or how big the bill is. For quick service, any order above a minimum threshold, say $10, qualifies. The point isn't to reward your highest spenders. A customer who visits 3 times a week at $15 generates more revenue and more habit value than someone who drops $80 once a month and then disappears. Once they're enrolled and earning, the next problem is keeping them active, which is where the next 3 tactics come in. If you're getting value from this, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. I break down big brand strategies like this so you can use them in your restaurant because I want you to make more money and build a business you love. Tactic 3, make progress visible. All right, now here's where it gets really interesting. There's a concept in behavioral psychology called the endowed progress effect. When people feel they've already started making progress toward a goal, they work harder to finish it. Starbucks built their entire rewards experience around this. Members can see exactly how many stars separate them from the next reward at all times. That visibility is a large part of why their members visit over 5 times more often than people who aren't enrolled. You can replicate this immediately. Give every new member 50 to 100 starter points at sign up so nobody begins at 0. That small head start makes the first reward feel reachable rather than distant, and it shifts the customer's mindset from I'm trying this out to I'm already on my way. Then use push notifications at 70 to 80% of the way to the next reward. Something like you're 30 points away from a complimentary appetizer. That message lands exactly at the right moment when the decision to visit again is still easy to make. For full service, tie the progress reward to a high margin side, chips, soup, a small dessert. For quick service, a complimentary drink or size upgrade works well. Low food cost, high perceived value. That's the combination you want. Tactic 4, segment by visit frequency, then send the right message. Now, here's something many restaurant loyalty programs get completely wrong. They enroll customers and then send everyone the same message. Someone who visited once 6 weeks ago gets the same message as your Tuesday regular. That's a missed opportunity, and it's also why so many owners say loyalty programs don't work. The program's running, but it isn't doing anything specific. Segment your list into 3 buckets. New customers are anyone with 0 to 1 visits. Regulars are 2 to 4 visits in the last 90 days. VIPs are 5 or more visits, or high spend customers who consistently exceed your average ticket. For new customers, send a your points are waiting nudge within the first 7 days. Industry data shows restaurants lose roughly 70% of first-time customers with no follow-up system at all. You're not hoping they remember you, you're controlling what happens next. For regulars, tie a bonus points offer to a slow day. One restaurant owner described messaging 200 contacts on a Monday evening with a short message about a Tuesday special. 38 people showed up that Tuesday. 3 months later, Tuesday was their 3rd busiest day of the week. That's not magic. That's a targeted message to people who already like your food. For VIPs, change the language entirely. Complimentary instead of free. Exclusive early access instead of deal. These customers already come back. What they want is to feel recognized and part of your restaurant, not marketed to. Make them feel like insiders, not recipients of a broadcast. For quick service, push notifications cover all three groups efficiently. For full service, layer in an email for your regulars and VIPs. Those customers are more likely to read a longer message before planning a dinner out. Tactic 5. Use hierarchical rewards to protect margins and elevate your best customers. A flat loyalty program treats a once-a-year visitor exactly the same as a customer who comes in every Tuesday. That's both a margin problem and a missed opportunity with the people who actually drive your revenue. Build 2 or 3 tiers. Entry level should be easy to reach, something a new customer hits after 2 or 3 visits. A regular tier targets monthly visitors. A VIP tier is reserved for weekly customers or high spend regulars. Now, let's consider what this actually costs. For a full service restaurant with a $40 average ticket, a customer visiting 3 times a month generates $120 in monthly revenue. A complimentary appetizer at 60% gross margin costs roughly $3 to $4 in food costs. If that reward brings them back for a 4th visit, the incremental revenue is pure upside. For a quick service restaurant at, let's say, a $25 average ticket, a weekly regular generates $100 per month. A complimentary drink upgrade costs under $1. Sabor Latin Street Grill ran email campaigns through their loyalty program and tracked what happened. Repeat diners spent 30% more on average than non-loyalty customers, and their campaigns produced over $40,000 in attributable sales in just 1 quarter. The goal was never to give away margin. The goal is to give your best customers one more reason to choose you instead of someplace down the street. Now, you have the same 5 sneaky good tactics that Starbucks leans into to create massive repeat customers with its reward program, and how you can use them in your restaurant. But implementing them in the right order on the right timeline, that's what separates a program that works from one that collects dust. Once you have these set up in your restaurant, track your second visit rate in the first 30 days. That single number tells you whether the system's working. Now, even with a great system, many owners worry that they're just training customers to only show up when there's a coupon involved. If you're afraid that loyalty is just a race to the bottom on price, that's a complete misconception. For instance, looking back at Starbucks, whose coffee tends to be on the pricier side, their loyalty members don't just visit more, they spend more per visit. The program didn't create discount seekers, it created regulars. That's the difference between a punch card and a system. If you want a blueprint you can use to set up your digital loyalty program quickly and correctly, I created a free guide for you. 5 loyalty strategies to generate cash flow fast. Link for you to get access is in the description. Now, I've broken down how top performing restaurants are actually getting more visits while completely ditching the discounts. And you can discover how to do the same in your restaurant by watching this video right over here.